Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. Before we get started today, want to make another mention about our new item. We got a new hoodie and t-shirt coming out on December 10th. I'll keep reminding you guys because I want you to go ballistic and buy all of these because it's badass. So with that said, we're back up at my buddy Dave's house and we're back with my friend Paul from Old Anvil. So let's bring Paul in here.
How you doing, buddy?
I've been watching you kind of messing with this car for a little bit, and at SEMA you were like, hey, so game on, time to shoot.
Yep.
66 or 7?
This is a 67.
67.
Yeah, there's a difference in the headlights, bezels, and that's about it between a 66
That's
67.
what always throws me off is I can't, the tiny little nuance, I can't tell. But for me, the 66 and 7 Nova is by far the best of the Nova line.
They're pretty much my favorite muscle car. Camaros, there's so many Camaros out there, but these are just, they look like they're going fast sitting still. So that's, I don't know, I've just always had a thing for the Novas and that square boxy look.
This isn't a full ground up build for you, correct?
No, and it's kind of neat. Chris and Aaron, I saw them at a car show right here in Villa Park. They came over to me and it had this just really weird looking hood scoop on it. It was all round and it just didn't fit the car. And they asked me about maybe cutting it off. The car had a 383 stroker with a 671 blower on it. You could see the bug catcher sticking out through that scoop. We took it and cut that off, and that's where it all started.
So it was just originally going to change the hood, basically.
That's all we were going to do. I mean, they'd had it at a couple of shops doing some things, and they weren't completely happy. And I took them for a ride in my truck. You remember the white C10?
Sure.
I remember we went across the railroad tracks, and I took my hand off the wheel and went across the railroad, and that did it. So we needed to make this thing safe for them. So we went.
By the way, I got to point out real quick, in the background, we got the chicken squawking with your friggin' accent. I'm like,
it's
what
perfect, huh?
Dude, are we gonna get some cows
in my Wranglers?
In your Wranglers. Just had to point it out. I'm sorry, man. You changed the hood, and then what else did you do? Because I'm guessing you did quite a bit to this car.
So we wound up with a 525 horsepower LS3, brand new crate engine.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's take a look at this thing. So 525 horsepower LS3, and then we did our touch to it. Wow. We already had a hole in the hood. The car was really an ex-Pro Street car. To bring this back to like modern status, but still keep some of the Pro Street feel and look to it, which they liked, I came up with this tunnel ram, which is something that I haven't seen done yet. It's a tunnel ram with fuel rails, 2 450 CFM carburetors, but they only act as throttle bodies. They don't function
no
as
actual
carburetors. Yeah, there's
anymore.
no fuel. We blocked the fuel ports off completely. Added a throttle position sensor. We added an external idle air control. So we still keep all the mechanical linkage. So you can see that popping through the hood, the mechanical linkage working, but it performs extremely well.
Still 525 horsepower?
It's a little more than that now.
Yeah.
So we took it to Kiki at KP Fab and Tune. He said, well, it should make, it's a 525. It should make about 420 horsepower to the wheel. And we wound up getting 450 that day. And he said the tunnel ram and all this is really works. It actually, we got more horsepower of it than what GM does.
God, dude, this engine bay is so bitchin'. I love, for one, how you threw the coils over here.
That's something from the race stuff. I don't like them actually on the engine because then they get hot. There wasn't room behind, so well, let's just throw them out there. And then we run the Holley Serpentine kit, which keeps everything nice and compact in the front. Yeah. We built a set of headers. They're all 304 stainless.
And that you guys all do in-house, huh?
Yes, sir. We ran the Venturis on it too, so it necks down to 2.5 inch and then back up to 3, which creates that siphoning effect, helps it evacuate the cylinders.
I love little detail things. My eye keeps coming over to this. I like how you get your name in there, but it's not in your face. It's
I don't like it in your face.
No, I'm with you, dude. Everything on this is actually quite subtle. It obviously, anybody that doesn't know, they're going, oh, it's got a blower on it. Well, no, it actually doesn't, but it looks amazing coming through the hood like that.
So we made the scoop, and that's part of why we did it, is we wanted to keep that hood as tight as we could. So we made a scoop, and it's got air filter elements in it.
Did you go into suspension and stuff, or was this already done?
We did. It actually wasn't very drivable. It was just darting all over, and you hit the brakes, and it would go to dart to one side. We changed out the front springs. It was way too stiff. We went to a lighter spring, and then the QA1 shocks on it. And we went through the brakes. It had the electric power assist brakes on it. They never could get them working right. So we just took those off and went to a manual cylinder, and it stops.
God, this is so clean. And it's caged all the way through the car?
It's a bolt-in roll bar that was in the car
Uh-huh.
when we got it, but it's, yeah, that's for the front to stiffen it up.
Uh-huh.
Somebody had done a nice job building this car, but it was just lacking a lot of modern upgrades to make it very drivable.
Yeah. How old were you guys saying the paint is on this car?
I think it's like 15, 20 years old. Yeah.
I mean, dude, tell me this car doesn't look like it was just painted. I mean, it's...
Of course, we repainted the hood.
Right, yeah. Except for this part right here.
We have a new hood. Yeah.
You can tell from the massive fat tire, definitely the Pro Street setup with the little pizza cutters up front, right?
It had Budnick wheels on it when it came to us. In fact, it was 17 inch up front and 18 inch in back, and they were 13 inches wide. Tire was kind of stretched out, funky, but they were trying to fill up that massive tub in the rear. So I got to measuring and I'm like, man, I think it's a 445 drag radial we've got under there on a 12-inch rim. And we made the wheels for this. This is one of our deals. So we machined the centers to look like a torque thrust. Make our center caps. It's all reduced in size. It's like it's scaled down with more or less a sprint car hoop.
What a cool look. You guys made your own wheels.
Oh yeah, and these are super lightweight.
You're at the point, you guys do like everything in-house, don't you? From
everything. So this car, yeah, we did all the upholstery, all the engine and transmission work.
It's just such a good looking car. What's the rear suspension on this?
Rear's it's a ladder bar, kind of traditional ladder bar setup, and you'll hear it going down the road. It's a little clunky because it's all solid joints in it.
Yeah.
So that's really the only noise you'll hear in the car.
Yeah.
But it's a 12 bolt. It's got a Detroit True Track. It hooks, it goes.
Hey guys, at 59 years old, I'm starting to pay a little more attention to my health these days, and I discovered a product recently called AG1. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I thought I'd give it a try. What is AG1? Well, I'll tell you this much, it's a lot more than just greens. It's a research-backed daily health drink that combines a multivitamin, probiotic, and blend of superfoods. I've noticed it definitely having an impact on my energy on a daily basis. I know it's doing great work on my immune system, and it also helps to just create a more healthy mood in general. Top it off, what I really love is it's very simple to use. It's simply a scoop into 8 or 10 ounces of water, a couple of drops, and you shake it up and it's done. It actually tastes really good. I have no problem drinking this stuff. We're gonna put a link down in the description. There's also gonna be a QR code that goes across this screen that you can simply scan, and you're gonna get $20 off of your first subscription of AG1. You can also just type in drinkag1.com/Autotopia to get the $20 off. And I hope you guys find that this product's been as helpful in your life as it is mine. So now let's jump back into today's video. I gotta say, I when you fired it up, I was expecting it to be rowdy loud. It's not.
No, and that's part of the beauty of the LS3, and we used Borla exhaust on it. It's got 3-inch stainless pipes out the back. I don't like them extremely loud. It's a street car, but it gets loud.
And they drive it all the time though too. Like you were saying, since you finished it 6 months, 2,500 miles, ready for an oil change. And I love that when people are out actually enjoying and driving their cars. It's hell else do you do?
And as you'll see, the Tremec 5-speed, it's got a TKX 5-speed. That makes you want to drive it.
I didn't know it was manual.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that just right away makes it a whole lot cooler, doesn't it? This is badass. So first thing that catches my eye, again, you did this a while back. You make your own pedals?
We sure did.
Yeah, of course. And you did everything? You guys, door panels, covered the seats, all that stuff is you?
All of that, yep.
Dude, these seats are wonderful, man. What?
So those are Corbeau seats. And then we recovered them. And we went with this design, which, I don't know if you remember the Rambler had a similar pattern that we did in the Rambler.
Yeah. Are you the one doing the stitching still?
I stitched this one.
Dude, I love these pedals. These are so cool.
So that's my friend Sherry Lynn Westrich. She has Malwood, the hydraulic pedals. She got us the clutch pedal for it. So it's all under the dash.
This is really, really nice. This is so, you definitely have a style, I would say, where your cars have a tendency to have an older feel to them in the sense that they're not trendy and gonna date themselves every few years. You know what I mean?
That's something my buddy Delmo, who kind of started the whole C10 drop truck thing.
Yeah.
He was, you know, a pioneer in that. He told me one time, he said, cars should be timeless. So they don't look dated. He said they'll keep their value and you'll have fun in them. I always try to pull back from that. This thing had a billet steering wheel. It had a lot of weird, it had these really weird like rounded seats in it. So we kind of tried to take it back to traditional. So
Yeah.
for me, you know, I wanted to put some Motley Crue in the stereo and feel like I was, you know.
I would rock some Motley Crue
to me,
rolling this down the road.
That's what this car should have, you know?
Seriously,
Playing
man.
Livewire or something, you know?
Oh, yes. This is great though, dude. This is really slick. And I love, was the rear seat already gone, or is that all you guys
It was
do?
all gone. Yeah, that's part of the rear tubs, and we just carpeted everything.
That's all you did back here was the carpet and the panels?
Yep.
Great car, man. This thing is so slick. And even, I know it's a dumb thing, but like, I love that it has cup holders and a little tray for you to, well, you know what I mean? Like, how often do we get in our car, not even using the cup holder for a drink, but it's
I fought
like,
Chris on that. I told him, I said, I don't put cup holders in cars.
dude, well, I'm glad Chris won the battle.
It took me months to come up with something that didn't look like it was, you know, an afterthought to put cup holders in.
No, it does.
And if it wasn't for the fact he brings me coffee occasionally, then they probably still wouldn't have cup holders.
You gotta have cup holders in a car. I mean, you got to. Let's get cameras in and go drive this thing, dude. I'm so excited to drive this car, man, and ride with you in it, definitely. We're gonna go drive. Such an intimidating look having the big
Totally.
So ultimately that's just filter intake, correct?
Yeah, it's got 2 air cleaners in it. Should call it the air sucker.
By the way, part of why I was curious about the manual brakes initially, I assumed that because this is a pro street setup of a car, I'm expecting a reverse manual valve body automatic.
It had a turbo 400 in it when we started on it.
There you go. There you go.
And we've sounded this car quite a bit, so you can tell it's tight.
I'm laughing at myself right now, you guys, because I catch myself over here. You start talking, I hear 3 out of the 20 words you just said. I'm smiling. And all I'm doing is in second gear going a couple thousand RPM. Like this is a proper built car. It was fun to see how much action was going on for you at SEMA this year. The Impala you brought, obviously, which by the way, you guys, yes, we're gonna shoot their Impala just so we can talk about the bumpers alone.
Yeah, a lot of handcrafted stuff on that car.
Dude, this thing drives bitchin'. And I love...
You can downshift and...
I know.
And it's fun.
I'm telling you, I love the manual on this. And Aaron was telling me that, and you just said the same, that originally it was auto. Since the motor was coming out, you and Chris kind of went, well, since the motor's going to be out, I mean, we could, you know, and boom.
So this has got a double disc McLeod clutch and throwout bearing, and then we did the Malwood pedal. All the hydraulics are onto the dash.
You run Willwoods, right?
Yeah, this got Willwoods all the way around.
Yeah. Boy, the way it sits on the road, it drives a lot better than I mean, I knew it would drive good, dude, don't get me wrong, but when I see pizza cutters for front tires, I instantly get a little nervous about when it's time to turn the car, and it actually doesn't turn bad at all.
No. Well, a lot of it's the geometry in the front, and we aligned it in the shop, so it's straight. We put 7 degrees of caster in it.
So Chris is obviously loving it. You guys, Chris is the owner's name of the car.
But they live a block from our shop, and he does drive-bys by her. We'll hear him at night sitting eating dinner, and he'll do a drive-by by the shop.
Well, your pedals set up nice too. I just noticed that you actually can blip it under braking.
Oh yeah.
A lot of your background is drag racing, right?
Yeah, drag racing and stock cars.
So you're a driver, of course you set the car up to be a driver.
Yep.
5th gear, you could be cruising in this thing at super low RPM.
Oh, yeah. And it's still a 456 rear end.
It's a 456 back there?
Yes, it is.
Holy shit, that's some gearing.
That's what helps it get out of the hole.
Well done. No wonder he's driving this car all the time. Look at that, all the braking in the I mean, come on, dude.
You're pretty hard on him right now. Yeah, it
but
stops.
like comfortably and controllably, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
woo! That was a nice little pop.
Oh yeah, it's got a little pop when you get out of it.
Dude, great car. We shoot a lot of cars, right? I drive a lot of different cars. The ones where everything mechanically is on point, it's just so fun to drive. You know, no matter what comes up, the car, so long as you're ready for it, the car's ready for it, you know? I mean, I hate when you go to grab brake, you're like, oh shit, it's not quite there, is it? Oh, this is so good. If you guys want to find out more and actually see how they do what they do at Old Anvil, they have a YouTube channel. You guys are getting pretty granular with stuff too. I mean, you're
we
showing...
do a lot of tech videos.
Yeah. It's just Old Anvil Speed Shop. Is that what the YouTube channel is?
I think it's Old Anvil Television.
Old Anvil Television.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I knew this was gonna be good. Let's get up to speed, guys. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Woo, woo. All that tire back there, the ladder bar, it just digs in, doesn't it?
Yep.
Damn. You're great. No wonder that Chris is driving this thing all the time.
Oh, it's a ball.
I mean, trips me out to think 456 gearing. But I mean, I went into fifth gear. I wasn't going high speed, probably 55, 60, right?
Yep.
And you're cruising. I mean, yeah, it's, dude. But it sure digs. Have you gotten a fair amount of seat time in this car?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so easy to drive. I can drive it with my fingertips.
Dude, I'm telling you, and I'm sure you know what I mean, those skinny fronts, oftentimes when you turn in, it's like it just keeps pushing.
Yeah.
But you feel the car actually, it turns in. It's not turning in like if it had a 315 up front, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, the nice thing is you don't have all that mass on the front.
Yeah.
Probably the difference is it's just super light and nimble. It accelerates pretty quick.
It hits so hard. I love this car, man.
Holy shit. It's crazy, bro.
There you go. Oh, dude. When you launched it, I heard rev limiter for a second on first gear. Dude, this is just a great, I love the setup of this car. Dude, this thing just digs. Ah! I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, man. I hope you can get some sense of actually how hard this car hits. Holy shit balls. getting me all jacked up again. I was starting to calm down from being parked.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
They're pretty hot.
Dude, it really pins you when you nail it. It just pins you.
So I say you can feel it in the back of your lower back, man. It just.
Whoa, I'm all kinds of seriously jacked up right now, man. I mean, I swear, not taking anything away from the other cars we've shot with you, I just love this car. It's so fucking good, man. Damn.
Oh, sorry, man.
I was not ready for that. Wow, dude. This has that old school muscle feel.
It was school for me. It wasn't old school, it was school.
Yeah, this is school. Those backfires are sick. Wow. That was the limiter.
That was the limiter.
I just want to keep doing pulls in it. It's like a fucking roller coaster.
I know you haven't even really felt it here.
Oh no. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, Paul. That was fucking sick.
That, my friends, is a true proper build, and you can see how much fun I was having in that ride. I mean, not to mention that Paul's just beating on that thing. It was so much fun, man. But that really, I mean, it does everything you expect. When I was driving it, you could just cruise and drive the car down the road. Obviously, when Paul got in it, we got to see what it's about. So I say kick-ass Old Anvil Speed Shop. And remember, they have a YouTube channel. If you want to see more from them, Old Anvil Television. And by the way, this car is good enough, it's even Dave approved. It's Dave approved.
It is a Chevy, but you know, it's still approved.
That's how good it is. If Dave approves of a Chevy, you know it's a good car. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, man. Remember, our new merch drop is coming up December 10th. Happy holidays to you. Lots more videos coming. See you in the next one. All right, man. Later.